Hi, today I'll explain the C++ concurrency API. This content is from this website as follows. I will use this material because uh, it is very straightforward and easy description. I additionally added some important tips captured from the effective modern C++. Which is very famous book written by Scott Myers, but not easy to understand. Okay, let's see the small topics. Thread, race conditions, mutex, atomic, asynchronous tasks. Uh, yeah, and last we are going to solve the producer-consumer problem, which is really famous in concurrent program. Before getting into the code example, we have to know the concurrency. What is concurrency? What's the concept of concurrency? Let's see here. I'd like to roughly say that concurrency is multitasking, which means the multiple execution of your program. See this diagram showing two executions. First, two executions are performed alternatively. Context switching happens each time to change a running execution. And the second, both are executed in parallel. First one is probably run on single core, and the second one is on multi-core. It's distinguished by concurrency and parallel, respectively. But in terms of software, it doesn't matter to know the underlying infrastructure of whether your laptop or server have single core or the multi-core. In terms of program, concurrent code seems running in parallel regardless of the core numbers. And concurrency is very important programming technique these days because most computer hardware support multi-core processors, which mean it has the power of running program in truly parallel mode. And it's also very important in the GUI programming because the GUI always should be responsive even though the background programming is running. So the multi-thread programming is needed for the GUI to be responsive. Let's see the definition of meanings for thread because we have to start with the thread library. The definition is also from the book The Effective Modern C++. The hardware thread is the computation performed on the physical resource that would be the CPU core. The software threads are known as the OS or the system threads managed by OS. And CD thread is the handles to underline software threads. Okay, let's get to the C++ library thread, which is supporting concurrency. First, thread is very simple way of executing your function in separate thread, which means at this point the separate thread is created and execute your function. The thread object named th is the handle representing the executing thread running your function. And then you should not miss calling join to suspend the main thread before return the main function. That is to wait for the function thread to finish its execution. If you miss the join, what happened? The thread object th will be destroyed when return the main function, even though the function thread is still running at the time which terminates your program. You have a question. It could be a difficult issue to ensure the join function to be called in all the paths in the complex code, such like missing deleting memory located in heap. So we are using the smart pointer, as you know, to automatically delete memory in the constructor of a temporary object. Then, so our return function, which is called the RAII technique. So it's also applied in calling join method. Let's see Scrum Meyer's recommendation of using a thread RAII object calling the join or detach function in its destructor. Detach is to sever the function thread from its thread handle, which would be another way of caller thread to finish the relationship with the calling thread. It enables the immediate return of a caller function. But you should be careful not to detach the thread manipulating the stack variable of a caller function, because returning the caller function makes the stack memory deallocated immediately, which may cause the undefined behavior of a calling thread. In this example, you can see the std thread is wrapped by the thread RAII to ensure a join to be called in all paths when do work is returned unexpectedly. Condition. Let's see the example code. At this time, the square function is executed in separate thread and calculate the accumulation of x squared to sum up in a variable. But in this code, for loop repeat 20 times to create 20 separate threads. 20 separate threads, which causes the rate condition of the threads for accessing the account variable. So we cannot get the correct result of calculation in the end. How to solve this problem? Typical way is to use a mutex to make the code causing the race condition as a critical section like this, using lock and unlock operation. With this account plus equal temp operation would only allow to be performed by single thread. This reserves the race condition to get the correct answer. But without mutex's lock unlock operation, we can use simply atomic variable, which performs the operation in an atomic manner. That means the thread safe. This would give more performative than using mutex lock operation without causing the context switching. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up today, and I will resume this sharing next time. Thank you for watching.